This game is interesting. It is like a tenth as fun as Nier Automata.
I suppose rules are rules, even if they are absurd.
I don't think they're absurd.
I think they're absurd.
Oh?
Those rules are important to the masked people.
They're absurd.
You don't say.
I do. And I think it's important we respect them.
I don't think so at all.
Well, the boy is beginning to sound like a man.
I don't agree.
Boy, I'm not a kid yet.
I don't agree at all.
Hey, less talking, more walking.
Rules are fucking bullshit. Rules should never be followed, or rules are bullshit. Fuck rules. Rules are important to the masked people. Nonsense. Genuine nonsense. That's kind of cool though, the way that kind of connects. That DLC section in Nier Automata that was like the whole thing of don't touch the ground and don't like it's the same gameplay structure as that whole temple thing that we just did. I thought that was really cool. Devil and Popola. I'm interested to see what happens with Devil and Popola. Okay. Look, sister. I brought a friend. Her name is Kaine and she's hot as fuck.
Yona,
Oh, hey,
how are you feeling?
better, now that I'm taking the medicine you brought.
Good.
By the way, are you gonna stay here today?
No.
Sorry, Yona, but I have things to take care of.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Good, you better.
But next time, will you tell me a bedtime story?
No. I will not. Turn to Yona. Motherfucker! Oh, is it like the
The
requirement?
next time.
I
The next time.
Motherfucker! Return to Yona. I did. Did I have to say yes? Am I soft locked now?
Are you gonna
Yes, sure, I'll stay.
You bet.
Why even give me an option if the other option is like a
Really?
fucking fuck you?
Yeah, Yona, I'll stay.
Yay!
Yay.
Now get back to bed.
Okay.
Why even have an option if there's only one option that advances the plot and the other option is just a waste of time? Why not just... Oh, I hear a voice. I squint and see a boy standing before me. His hair is silver, his skin is pale. He stares up at me with hard, glassy eyes. Soon his lips begin to move, but no sound comes out. What is he saying? I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't. I try to leave, but something about the boy holds my gaze. I watch his face, expressionless, as his lips slowly flutter. What is he trying to say? Wait. It's a phrase. I can almost make it out. Starts with an S and there's an E. I can almost see it now. The letters begin to fall together one after the other, faster and faster. Sealed verse? A sealed verse. The thing I'm looking for, the key to saving my sister. I stare at the boy with renewed ferocity, trying desperately to make out the next word. Emile? Dream? Dream, what the hell does that mean? The lips move faster now. I can't follow them. Damn it, I can't make it out. I want to scream. I want to tear the walls down around me, but instead I force myself to be calm. I can do this. I can do it for Yona. Slowly, ever so slowly, I parse out the letters and make up his final words. Forest of Myth. Got it. Forest of Myth. The next fucking morning, brother.
Just a dream. Even in my dreams, I'm
It's
hunting
just a
sealed
dream.
verses.
As it's only a dream.
Morning.
Morning, Yona.
What's wrong? Are you feeling sick too?
No, I had a strange dream.
What was it about?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
'Cause I had a dream too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Me and this boy were playing a game together.
What kind of game?
It was called Guess the Words. I think he made it up because I never heard of it before.
How did it work?
The boy would move his mouth, but no words would come out. Then I had to guess what he was trying to say. It was hard. I wanted to play hide and seek, but we had to play his dumb game instead.
So what did he say?
I don't know. All I could figure out was dream and Forest of Myth. But don't worry, I'm gonna study hard so that next time I can figure out everything. We should play a game together sometime too.
Sure, Yona.
Talk to Popola. I would love to talk to Popola. Thank you. Let's go do that shit. Oh, so something I found out today. You can buy the Steam achievements for Nier Automata. The fucking machine life form. You just go like the machine life form, like the resistance member in the resistance camp that wears the machine head. If you beat the game once, I found this out literally like 4 or 5 hours ago. If you talk to them, you can just spend gold to buy the Steam achievements. And since I just have cheats that give me infinite money, I just bought all of them.
What's up, Popola?
Oh, hi. I just got a strange letter in the mail.
Strange letter in the mail. Dearest Popola, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing it in hopes of bringing to your attention a certain dream issue of concern regarding recent events in Dream the Village. I was hoping I might be dream able to get your advice, Dream, on the matter. I don't know why I'm talking like this. This is just what this guy sounds like now. Recently, there have been dream reports, dream, of a certain dream, a evil dream, empty dream, Minecraft, cursed dream, evil dream, words, dream, and dream, someone, dream, Minecraft.
That is certainly one bizarre piece of writing.
Who's it from?
Dream.
The mayor of a small village in the Forest of Myth. It's a wooded area up north.
The Forest of Myth?
They're usually a bright and cheerful group of people. Something like this is very out of character for them. I have a bad feeling about this.
I've got a bad feeling about it.
I'll check it out.
You will? But...
Don't worry about it. I've got business there anyway.
Oh, well, alright. Thank you.
I'm also noticing that the map is pretty much the same, at least in terms of the what's the word I'm looking for? In terms of the sections, there's the desert section, there's the fucking forest section, there's the city section, there's the fucking I haven't seen the amusement park section yet. Fair. Hi, Kaine. Wait, hang on. Wait. Hi. Ah, that is, sheesh. Damn. That's nice. That's real nice. Excuse me, Shades. Will you mind getting the fuck out of my way? Absolutely running past all of you fuckers. The forest of mirth. Myth. Forest of fuck you. I'm assuming it's that away. Is that away? So, from what I can tell from the hell is that thing? Let's kill it. Looks like a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex. A Triceratops.
Hey, it's a wild boar.
Have you the skill to hunt one of those down?
Well, it's dead.
I don't know. They look pretty strong.
My man said, I don't know. It looked pretty strong as I'm murdering it. I already killed it, brother. Alright, it's already dead. You don't have to worry about it no more, alright? Get out of here. I'm gonna learn how to make awesome food for Matty. I better start working on a new secret recipe. A recipe. Ooh. To the Forest King! Giant tree. That's the second giant tree
It
we've
sure
seen.
is quiet here.
Such silence bodes ill. There's trouble on the way.
I sure would love to overwrite previously saved data thing.
I'm certain of it.
You know, a little optimism now and then wouldn't hurt, Vice.
Such cheek.
Beware.
Beware. Ooh.
Beware the word.
Beware. Where do I need? So, given by the mayor of the Forest of Myth, this guy, after freeing all villagers, I have to free the villagers.
The words? What do you mean?
Contagious word. Those who dream.
Those who dream?
Hold a moment. There is a strange new sensation in my mind.
Wise's voice rose in a quizzical way.
It is not quizzical.
What's going on?
The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes.
Perhaps we should start by asking this man.
Who are you?
We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help.
The mayor stared at Matty and Vice.
If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream.
In your dream?
The mayor explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease known as the Death Dream has spread across the Forest of Myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. Village mayor had determined the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Vice stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly.
Now see here. Are you
said.
saying that we have been absorbed into your dream?
Well, yes,
Said the mayor.
I think you have.
In other words,
Said Matty.
we've caught the death dream?
Before the mayor could confirm Matty's suspicion, Vice exploded with rage.
Ridiculous. Preposterous. Completely unfathomable on every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep.
I like Vice a lot.
That's just how the death dream works.
That's how it works, Sonny. Though polite, the mayor was clearly trying to brush aside the book's remarks.
My remarks are not to be brushed aside, fool.
The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace and quickly changed the subject to who Matty had seen and what they had discussed since coming to the village,
Something there must have caused you to enter my dream.
said the mayor.
A certain conversation, a specific word, something.
Matty and Vice racked their brains. They could find no easy solutions. There were completely too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations.
Grimoire Weiss does not engage in meaningless conversations.
The mere suggestion that Vice chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride.
It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly.
See, Grimoire Weiss is what I think I sound like when I'm being reasonably upset with my DPS not killing stuff in Overwatch. This is what's going on in my head all the time. Irritated, Vice looked skyward as it searched for answers in the heavens.
I was doing no such thing. Just leave me alone already.
The anger created by his heart's words bled over to Matty like a contagion. Wait, said Matty suddenly. Did someone just say contagion? Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process. He must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words. What was it? It was about dreaming, or something about that dreams, or... Oh, what the hell was it? A sheep, cried Vice suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Matty's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said. Those who dream. That's what he said, I'm sure of it. At this point, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers. What the fuck is a sheaf? I've heard that word in my life. From his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Matty. That sounds right, he said, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered onto the ground. My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the death dream, he said. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along. But I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Vice immediately fired back. I applaud the force of which it takes to research a disease in your dreams, he said. But perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping off the tip. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream, I've been looking for a way out. But I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was any exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said, to no one in particular. And it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. Once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all of the color out of our lives. Hey, remember in Fable 3 where the color was sucked out of everyone's lives? Remember that? God, I wish the new Fable would come out and it's good. Please. Playground games. Anyway, I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. And I won't stop trying until it happens. Matty nodded in agreement. Huh? Wait a second, I didn't nod. Look, if we can be of any help, said Matty. Just asked. Now hold on. I did not just say that. Silence, cried Weiss. The Grimoire looked from Matty to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Weiss's face is always confident, thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor. You told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seemed surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, he said. You're right. You're right. I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Vice. And dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager as you are to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two. He called out departing forms of Matty and Vice. We're all counting on you. Matty slowly faded in the misty forest. The mayor was struck by the sense of deja vu. I'd just been in this place before, higher on the street. So this man was before, he thought. But where? Matty's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident that he could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more in the forest closed around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once, he'd be forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Vice was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of the time urging Matty to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Vice muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Matty snapped. Okay, Vice, ram it for a second, would you? You don't have to walk. Matty leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How could this stupid forest be so big, he muttered to himself. The moment the words trembled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. Every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss rolled out at a volume that rattled his teeth. Matty slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Vice, what's going on? Matty could see Vice's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insects screamed. The forest howled, and then, just as Matty's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, he removed the hand from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Zree, 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 zree. Shaka-ka-ka-ka-ka-ka. Shaka-ka-ka-ka-ka-ka-ka. Shaka-ka-ka-ka-ka-ka-ka-ka. Jesus Christ. Chick chick chee. Chick chick chee. Chick chick chee. Woo 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 ma. Woo 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 ma. There's more, brother. Shick shick seek. Shick shick. Shick shick seek. As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Matty began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's not just white noise, it's something else. The insects weren't just calling out, they were asking a question. 1 with it is lacking. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. I mean, it feels sort of forced, but maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. I leave it to you to answer. 1 with it is lacking, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? How the fuck should I know? The secret. Inwardly furious that Vice left him the answer to Matty's side and gave the only answer that made sense. The secret. Right? Now the insect stopped and suddenly as it began, the forest undergrowth parted before Matty like a rippling wave opening a new path. Forest anthropods are making a road for us, said Vice with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Matty moved on with a new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on the path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest had accepted us, huh? Matty after a bit. Vice spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of the forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Vice finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Matty picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Vice. The surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the string, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Absurdly easy, barked Vice. Now answer it. Matty grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right after all, this one is pretty easy. Enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Sunlight. A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Vice softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intention of this place. Hey look, cried Matty, beginning Vice from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Vice saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Vice? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Matty walked over and pounded the door. After a moment of solid banging, the door cracked open with a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Matty. Before he could get any further, the cloaked man held a hand up and began speaking.
I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but end the night with 3. What am I?
Matty tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing here, but he simply repeated the question.
If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Vice, it seems we must answer his riddle.
Yeah, I suppose, said Matty. Well, at least it's an easy one. Is it? I have 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon. I have no idea. A demon? As soon as the words were spoken, the forest began to swirl around them. Leaves burrowed and fell from trees, branches withered and died, tall green grass shriveled into dark curls of ash. Suddenly a massive demon appeared before Matty and unleashed a tremendous roar. Wrong. Now try again. An angel? An angel. The words broke. Matty found himself covered in snow of perfect white feathers. A warm, gentle feeling ran up his spine as a creature of unimaginable beauty shimmered into existence. Matty found himself unable to hold back tears as the being's voice rang out. You are incorrect. Please make another choice. Man, I don't get it though. 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, and 3? I don't get it. I don't get that one. Mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Matty. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a vision of you that was not yourself. I'm sorry, what does that mean? It will make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the death dream. Now you must go to the person at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Matty watched the mist seep up from the ground and envelop the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Matty and Vice returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them.
Good gravy, he cried. You've made it. You actually made it back.
His left hand grasped Matty and pumped it so fiercely and threatening to dislodge it from his socket, while his right squeezed Vice by the cover and swung him through the air.
Ah, by the heavens, stop shaking me, fool. We have not even told you if we were successful or not.
The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Matty withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake. The slight smile. We broke the Death Dream's seal, he said. At least I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as Matty filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, 3 of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Matty cocked his head. Okay, hang on a second. This is crazy. Why would he just lay down and go to sleep? Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Matty and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten? Continued Weiss. Have you forgotten? Continued Weiss. It is words that control the Death Dream, words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. This is the first time, began the mayor. First time I have tried since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. Matty shook the mayor's shoulder gently. Good news, he said. I think we made it. Oh, wow, the mayor in an odd voice. We did. I'm back. He blinked once and then again, as if not quite believing the sight before him. You two have no idea how much this means. Death Dream was spreading throughout our village, and I wanted to. Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it. But I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back down to earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked, and glanced at Matty and shrugged. Without a word, the young man reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to, said the mayor, and a wry smile crossed his lips. You shall relearn in short order, I am sure, said Weiss. For now, you should return to your home and rest. No, said the mayor, laying on unsteady feet. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the Death Dream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. This is a holy tree, he explained. When the prayer was finished, it's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder, muttered Weiss. We should not put our faith in the gods. I agree. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as the Sealed Verse. I need that. I need one of those. Matty and Weiss could not contain their surprise. It seems a goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. I say, muttered Weiss, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As the 3 of them said their goodbyes, Matty mentioned the strange man who had given them the 3rd riddle and the mysterious words who he had left them with. Jesus Christ. I once saw a version of you that was not yourself, muttered the mayor. What in the world does that mean? Lost in thought, he stared into his face for a long moment. You know, he said softly, it's going to sound odd, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before, too. Matty tried to keep a straight face and failed. The mayor didn't seem to notice. Deja vu! Right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the Death Dream. Probably doesn't mean anything. Matty gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor's words. What exactly is going on here? That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all.
Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered.
I know. That's why we have to help the other villagers, no matter what.
Sweet.
For a sealed verse, that
Yes, all a touch too easy if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village.
don't overthink advice.
Now I can finally
This is one of them.
Okay, got it. Okay, how do I help the rest of the villagers? Are they just, round? I only see one of them. Two of them.
This person must be dreaming too.
It would appear that way, yes.
I need to help all of them for the weapons, so here we go. I would love to.
Can't say I'm very excited to go back there. That dream world sort of creeps me out.
I need to drink some water if I'm gonna be talking some more.
Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay, here we go. I breathe air, scented with dream. With death. There's too much dream. So much dream. I breathe air, scented with death, and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison is tucked beneath a stairway, in a long, unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside I hear the sound of a funeral dirge that plays without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes. An eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say, "My savior." I claw at the door of my jail, bedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help, I laugh, I sob. Surely this is a product of my ailed mind. Surely it cannot be true. "Help me," I cry. "For the love of all the gods, help me." Possibly I hear the sound of a lock being torn out, falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy in a floating book. Before the light pours inside, my eyes, accustomed to the blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. "Who are you?" I ask, shaking hands covering my face. "How could you come to this place?" "I am Grimoire Weiss. This is Matty. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together." The one noticed Matty extends his hand and pulls me from the cell. But my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom. My ears are keen as ever. They recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. "I never thought to hear that again," I whisper. "Would that this were not such a terrible storm," said Grimoire Weiss. "Look at your feet." I force my eyes open to see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, more comes with each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle. We know you are weak. You are the only hope to survive this place. Time, my long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like an endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous, canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door of the next room, I come upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fervor, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch a piece of the mass, it turns into dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know. Insanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound, whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening a door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed east. And then I proceed north. And then north again. At the end of the path, waters rise to my waist, exhausting me both physically and spiritually. I pray that this is the way out. Eventually I can stand the sight of the waters no longer. I turn my eyes upward. Imagine my surprise when I see a series of paintings hanging on the faded plaster wall. Each depicts a person in the prime of life, clad in clothing of the highest quality. Styles, however, are strange to me, leading me to believe that these people had lived long, long ago. One subject wears an outfit that particularly catches my eye. It is constructed of a thin, breezy cloth, decorated with a motif of flowers and birds, while encircling the figure's waist is a leather belt of the most perfect construction. It is a stunning costume even by modern standards. As I gaze at the portrait, I am struck by a desire to touch it with my own hands. Yet, as I extend a single finger to the painting, I am gripped by a most pleasant feeling. Staring closely at the image, I see it bend and warp into a shape of another finger. Something behind the picture is pointing at me. Is it another prisoner? A fellow inmate trapped for eternity in this place? I cannot let it pass. So I seize the portrait with both hands and throw it into the water. The wall is hollow behind the painting, and inside I can just make out a body. Whether or not this is a prisoner, there would be no rescue. The poor soul is long dead. Scraps of clothing lie on the floor around the bones. Only a small amount of the fabric has survived, but it features the same delicate designs that were depicted at the portrait. I have been admiring a row of corpses, blocked from view by portraits of each victim, their pinnacle. Enough! Shielding my eyes, I paddle forward through the water. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed south. And south again. And west. And south. And north. Sure. Water has risen to my chin and now laps greedily at my mouth and nose. You dumb bast, shouts Matty. He surely desires to say more, but the rest is an insult is cut out by the short by the rising water. Grimor Vice, wet and tattered, floats on the water's surface. It is already too late for him. This wasn't how it was supposed to end. I fucking died? For fuck's sake. Ah. I find myself in a great hall with only the sounds of rain for comfort. Waterlogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table upon which rest china and silver of the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastic feast. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner guest. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head. But as the truth of the matter dawns on me, I recoil in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse. These are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made homes in their remains. And this is the movement I saw. The once splendid feast is now nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I take a moment to study my shaking hands, then slowly back away from the table, desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me. My gaze lands on the chairs in which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs to prove to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that run from the seat all the way up the back and down the arms. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only play that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. Or if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind grasps frantically at the possibility that these souls had committed some terrible crime for which they were punishment. Though in truth I suspect they had committed no crime at all. There will be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. And then we go north. I love walkthroughs. My favorite. Against all hope, we make it to the front door. Break it down! Someone cries. I give myself to the effort. In tandem, with Matty and Grimoire Vice, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives way. We find ourselves sprawled on the ground outside the castle. The storm is in retreat. The clouds above are still dark and foreboding, but to the west I can see a thin shimmer of light trying to break through. How can I thank you? I cry as tears going to rain on my cheeks. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters, and sheepishly try to cover my exposed skin. Your dress? Asked Vice. You are a woman, madam. I am. I proffer to a smile. Proffer? Huh. I suppose that comes as something of a surprise, seeing as how I exist only in the form of words. I can see that the one known as Matty is disappointed. The torn dress will be giving no further description while he hides it well. But yeah. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. Behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside with their final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallways and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, unaccountable black shadows flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened in their new life as shades.
You have anything to say about that?
Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time.
I hear that.
Sweet. And now we have to save you?
And another victim. This work certainly is trying.
I figured a book like you would be into all this word stuff, Vice.
Even I have my exceptions. Now let's be off.
Okay. Good thing I have the walkthrough up already. Easy clap, brother. Okay. Me. That's playing Kanye's music again. Okay. I'm ready. A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Vice and Matty had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in.
Those buildings must be huge if we can see them from this far away. What do you think, Vice?
As Vice considered his answer, the sun beat down on them in renewed ferocity.
Perhaps they are some manner of mirage.
He said. Under this heat, a mirage or two would certainly have been an unexpected sight. Matty nodded and wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he'd never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up through the rocky surface, as if defying those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made Matty lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us or what? The complaining had already begun. Vice tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke, he said. No joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. You don't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. Matty glanced at Vice's grimacing face, shook his head, and resumed walking. As time passed, Matty's feet grew more painful, and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than this next step ahead because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. You're definitely getting closer, said Vice in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. Encouraged, Matty lifted his gaze. Suddenly, he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open and his finger pointing in the distance. Water! He cried. It's water! Water? Cried Vice. Preposterous. I don't see any water. Over there, just ahead of us, look. The sun is reflecting off of it. A mirage. Without waiting for a response, Matty sprang to life and bounded towards the sight. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Matty closed his eyes and sighed as Vice floated up behind him and chuckled softly. Believe this is known as a mirage, he said. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. Matty shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. Wait, there it is, I just missed it. Look, it's right there. Matty sprinted off again, leaving Vice no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, Matty came to a halt. I could have sworn it was right here. Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes, rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue, shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off and searched for it. The chase continued for nearly an hour until the exacerbated Vice finally floated up to Matty and struck him in the face with his cover. Whoosh! Enough, you blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here. Matty's face clouded. There isn't. There is not, and perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as much. Vice paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived in a city of art. Matty looked up. Stretched up before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. They're huge, cried Matty, completely forgetting about the heat and pain in the past few hours. Never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up toward the sky, but that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with panes of glass that reflected light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Said Matty. Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails. Beautifully carved works of light, work with lights of red, amber, and green, dangled over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, and many were composed of materials that they had never before encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles was staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose of the abstract works around them, Matty and Vice eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Matty uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally, I was getting tired of modern art. The street statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled in their right arms. One read Alpha, one Beta, final one Gamma. Matty moved to touch the nearest statue. A bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures. Alighting on the statue's shoulder? Yes, alighting on the statue's shoulder, it emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real. The rest are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false one will only speak lies. That the bird departed. As if on cue, the 3 statues shuddered to life, firing color and form as they began to breathe. Hey, look at that, said Matty. They're alive. Triplets bowed low before Matty. Please, said Alpha. You have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real. Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to Matty and threw his hands in the air. Alpha's a fake. You know, I'm the real one. What a load of crap, said Gamma. Beta is fake. Everyone knows that I'm the only real one here. Respective pleas given, the 3 statues returned to their frozen state in silence once again enveloped the city. When you consider all the statements, only one of them could be a real thing. Advice? Matty furrowed his eyebrows and considered his answer. Only one form is real, the other is false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false one is willing to speak in lies. Beta, because the fucking guide says so. The real one is Beta. Matty's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence. He was relieved to see Vice nodding in it. Alpha were telling the truth, began Vice in a dry tone of listener. Beta and Gamma would be fakes. In that case, Gamma's claim that Beta's fake would be the truth, even though Gamma is a liar. Therefore, the theory crumbles. Now let us presume Gamma spoke the truth. It makes Alpha and Beta liars in this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which will leave us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let's assume that Beta is telling the truth. This stuff, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense, therefore, Beta must be real. I can't mess with all that stuff because I'm fucking stupid, so easy. As Vice finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. Congratulations, Villager, said Vice in a cheerful voice. Time to awaken has arrived. Thank you for saving me, cried the Villager. He drew up to his knees and bowed his head as low as he could go before an uncomfortable Matty pulled him to his feet. Why did you have a dream like this? Said Vice. Have you been to this city before? The Villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures of the dotted landscape and shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could ever have been to a place like this, but at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before. Deja vu? Muttered Matty, just like the mare. A vague sense of unease that struck Matty during the mare's dream spread once more through his mind.
That was rough.
I am positive I have seen that place before.
Okay, that's enough. Don't need you getting all weird on me too. Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right?
Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct. I think I have had enough wordplay to last a lifetime. Thank you very much.
You're telling me. Anyway, let's go see the mayor.
Excellent. What's up, the mayor? Can I have my weapon now? Up.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you so much. Here, I have something for you.
A sword. The faith.
Wow, this looks valuable. I can really have it?
Of course. It's apparently a weapon of some renown, but we have little use for it.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you again for everything.
Sweet.